Hey everyone, welcome to another Liquid Chrome Nails video. Today in our weekly video, we are talking about how to repair an overly damaged nail with acrylic. So this is my own hand. Embarrassingly, these are my own nails. I removed my set last week. I had replaced my left hand. I had yet to replace my right hand. And before I got that replaced, I just picked it all to pieces. This is my own doing. This is 100% my own doing. It's bad, it's horrible, and I realize this. Anywho, I don't actually fill my nails. I tend to remove and replace. No other reason than it's easier for me. I am not a believer in that you have to remove a set every so often. I don't use MMA product. I do use ethyl methacrylate product. I use CND Retention Plus. So I don't remove them for that. I remove them for no other reason than I do just find it easier. Now you can see the white on my nails. I do want to address that. I was previously wearing, as you can see on my left hand, I was previously wearing Glam and Glitz Afterglow, so it's a white acrylic. So that's what I was using. So moving on to what I'm doing here, I'm trying to clip off some of the hyponychium that is sticking out that I have ripped. This was a really awful, the nail was fine, it was totally fine, and it got one of those little cuts in the side of it, and I picked and picked and picked until, you know, the whole nail came off, and then here we are. Anyone who is a nail technician, I think, is a little harder on themselves than they are on anyone else. Also, this is my opposite hand. So my right hand of nails don't get done as frequently as they should. They don't get done as well as they should. They're not done properly. They tend to, I wouldn't say they tend to break. I do get some lifting on that hand that I don't on the other hand. But anyway, so I'm cleaning this. It stings a little bit. I'm cleaning it with 99% alcohol. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start by setting my form, and in the end I'm not actually going to use it, and there is a reason why. When I set my form over this damage, first of all, it hurts. It's one thing if I'm doing this to myself, it's another thing if I'm doing this to a client with this sort of break. It hurts, it pushes on that. It's already got its own heartbeat. I don't need to push on it any further. And it doesn't quite fit. I can cut along the sides of the form to make it fit a little better, but there is another way to do it, which is what I'm going to do. I am going to build myself a new free edge with acrylic without a form, using my CND Retention, perfect color, it's just your sheer pink, and my CND Retention liquid. I'm actually using a Light Elegance number 10 acrylic brush, which is my absolute favorite. If you look on some of my favorites videos, it's always there. And as always, I am using a shop towel to wipe my brush. So please keep in mind while you're watching me do this that it is my opposite hand. It's a little bit awkward, of course, but I'm using a very small, fairly dry bead of acrylic. I'm working very slowly because I do want it to be dry. Without pushing it onto the skin, I'm pushing it to make a new free edge. And I'm doing it just a little bit at a time. I'll let it dry in between, let it set up just so that it's not going to be flimsy. I know you can't see it very well right there now, but you can see it better later on in the video. Again, another small, dry bead, still on my brush. You can see that it doesn't melt, like when you're waiting for it to melt like butter, to glaze over a regular bead. I'm not waiting for it to do that because it's not going to. It's too dry. This, for me, is the easiest, best way to do this. In the salon, I do not use tips. I don't have any tips. I rarely have glue because it's generally dried itself up. So forms is how it is for me. I do everything 100% with forms. So if I do happen to need to build a free edge, this is how I do it. I'm just suggesting it into place. You know, there's guiding product into place, there's pushing product into place, and there is suggesting product into place. I could explain this to you. I'm doing workshops right now here in New Brunswick, acrylic workshops. This is one of the things that we talk about. Suggesting, pushing, pulling product into place. Again, another small bead. It's dry. It's even sticking to my brush a little bit there because it is dry. Not wetting my brush again before I go in and pat it down. And not overworking the product. You don't want it to crystallize. You can see the free edge there a little bit. I can tell you that it feels 100% better already. It's rare that I do this to myself, but honestly, that hurts so bad. I knew I had to do something, and I thought, why not film it? It's a really good learning tool because you do have clients that come in like this. So right now, I'm just going to lightly buff this. I'm not putting very much pressure at all on it, and that's only just to prep it for product. One thing I do want to talk about, and if you do a workshop with me, I would discuss this further, but I use Young Nails Protein Bond. I particularly love that product. I'm not suggesting that you need to use it at all. You use whatever works best for you, but I've not used any of it on this broken nail at this point, and there is a reason why. You're opening things up for allergic reaction there because of the open skin. That is the short response as to why I've not used it. There is a bit of a longer response that we could get into. I would use it now, like I would go ahead and use it back near the cuticle where I use it on every nail. But that feels so good right there. It's a little free edge, just like you grew it. It's all set and ready to be cleaned. I clean it well. I believe I clean it twice actually because there is a lot of dust in there. Now I don't show the building of the nail. It's a regular build. Once this part's done, it's a regular build. I will show you how they turn out in the very end. I actually put a set on this time shorter and rounder than what I ever wear. You see my left hand, that's normally how I wear them. But I decided to do something different this time. I don't know really what got into me, but we'll see how long they last on me. So there, I can fit that form perfectly as you can on your opposite hand. But anyway, P.S. These fusion forms are great. If you haven't tried them, you should. And there you have it. Simple as that. I have a brand new free edge, and I'm going to have a brand new nail. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please, please, please give this video a thumbs up. It means the world to my channel. I'm going to be posting only once a week through the summer. I had been posting twice a week through the winter time. There's simply too much going on. It's gotten too busy. Prom is coming and wedding season is here. And that's the end result. Thanks for watching.